Hey YouTube. So I decided to come on and do a really quick video for the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 8 reunion. Part 1. I actually live for the reunions. Like, I look forward to the season being over just for the reunion. Because anything that we may have missed out on during the season and those dull episodes that they have from time to time, we get that in the reunion, plus more. And we generally get some behind the scenes scoops as well. So at the reunions, they tend to serve the tea and they serve it hot and it's overflowing. So I love it. So with that being said, let's just dig right on into it. This shouldn't be very long because it really wasn't too much to talk about. Unfortunately, okay, I loved all of their outfits. Let's start with the positive and negative. I love that they all looked presentable. Nobody's hair was like, oh my gosh, I hate it. Or nobody's outfit was, oh my gosh, I hate it. At least not in my opinion. I need to look again. But now, started off with the good. Now let's get to the bad aspect of it. What I didn't like is that there was so much tension on stage. Like, it was ridiculous. And you would think we've seen plenty of episodes with all of these girls getting along. All of them are very talented. All of them are driven. All of them have different amazing things going for themselves. They have this platform. Yet when it comes to reunion time, I understand people want drama, but it's sad to see these like people that once were friends. It's like TV has ruined their relationship. Like, perhaps if they were on TV, some of these people could be friends. And I'm not just talking about like Phaedra and Kandi. It's a mixture of all of them, to be honest. I personally think that this platform is really getting to Kenya's head, especially since Nene wasn't there all season. Now, I don't know if anybody noticed, one point during the show, um, what's her name? Kenya, she ends up comparing herself to Kim. Okay, as she's comparing herself to Kim, she's basically saying Kim is like a has-been, a nobody. Her career, Kenya's career far surpasses Kim's any day. And everybody is thinking, are you serious? Okay, I'm going to just let you talk, honey. Okay. Okay, you're going to talk until your battery runs out because you really sound like you're a dying electronic. Like, why are you even talking? Why are you still in working order? I don't understand. So basically, they just let her talk so you can hear yourself and you can hear how stupid you sound. Like, Kim has made like a lasting imprint, a stamp, left that on everybody's lives. There's so many different shows you could have watched her on growing up, despite the age range. She is great at what she's done. You're not being remembered for being Miss America, Miss USA, whatever you were, Miss America. You're being known for being a mess on reality TV. And then you go as far as to say, you're on my platform, you're on here because of me, I am the star of the show, and you're trying to get into my purse. Kenya, I guarantee you that your purse does not compare to Kenya's purse in any type of way. I guarantee you your stacks that you may have in your purse or that you may have in your bank account couldn't even fit in Kim's purse. Like, she is still getting residuals off of the things that she did when a long time ago. Like, you can't even compare. This is why you act crazy on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me not say crazy because some people, whatever, they get offended by that. You act like a completely different person. You are literally being an actress, but you are playing a bad role on this show simply so that you can stay on this show and you can have some type of storyline and be relevant. And if you sat down with your team and you said, hey, let's go for Kim Fields, if I have some type of spat with her, that is going to give me a major storyline. And I will be able to be on the entire season and maybe the next. So if that is your strategy, kind of smart, but at the same time, I'm sure Kim feels she has a lot of connections throughout Hollywood, and I'm sure you do as well. But with that being said, her name holds more weight than yours. So you're actually making yourself look bad, and you made it look as if she's difficult to work with. I'd rather not. So, that was the downside to that. And it was to the point where Kim was getting fed up. She was like, what did I say? What did I say? Like your kid, we start snapping, like, what did I say? You better sit down. Like, that's how she was talking to her. And she was like, say something else. And then she was like, something else. Oh my gosh, Kenya. That is how a 5-year-old reacts. Like, oh my gosh, you are acting like a child. Do y'all remember when we were kids and you say, um, so, where somebody would tell you, like, you better not say nothing else, say something else, and you'd be like, something else? Like, that is exactly what Kenya did. You look ridiculous. But whatever the case, I loved how she said the part about being a star and the star of the show. And Kim said, you know what, Andy? I'm not even going to respond to that. I'm going to let social media enjoy that soundbite. For somebody, Glory, that was good for somebody that came into Real Housewives and you did not know anything about like shade or throwing shade, or you weren't quick-witted, and Phaedra and Nene had to give you a quick lesson in shade and quick comebacks and clapbacks. You sure caught on. Like, I noticed throughout the season, Kim wasn't as good as clapping back in person than she was on the confessionals. On the confessionals, especially if she was upset, I mean, she was everything. It was back to back to back to back. But on this reunion, oh, she was prepared. I'm telling you, she got training or something. She did so good, and everybody is like, what? This is a different side of Kim. And she's shocked that everybody is saying, oh, I don't really think you're a good fit for the show because you're not like us, or sometimes you come off as judgmental. And I've listened to a lot of different people's opinions on this, and I myself have said, I don't think she fits in with this show. And I still agree with that. What would end up happening is that either she's going to become more like them, as you can kind of see happening on this reunion, or she's not going to be interesting enough because she won't fit in with the dynamic, and then she won't be interesting to ever watch on TV. So, but I do commend her for Kenya pulling her chair, and then she didn't like snap back at her, because I would have snapped. I really would have. Like, when she went behind her and pulled her chair, you never know what she was going to do next. The moment I see somebody stand up and walk behind my chair, I don't know what they're going to do behind me, because I don't have eyes in the back of my head. So she was very calm at that moment, and I commend her for that, because just like Portia said, Kenya chose Kim to do that too. Nobody else, she would have gotten away with it. Maybe Cynthia. But then again, Cynthia, we see that didn't work because she kicked Phaedra early on this season because Phaedra got in her personal space. So, maybe if, the fact that Cynthia and Kenya are friends, Cynthia wouldn't have reacted, but, we never know. Let's get to Kandi. Get off Kenya. Kandi, she's still like really salty about her relationship with Phaedra and the things that Phaedra said about Apollo, as far as, maybe his allowance with Kandi has stopped. Oh, he's just struggling for money. Oh, he wants his little money, blah, 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 blah. Well, I agree with Phaedra, and of course, because I am such a fan of Miss Phaedra Parks, I love her, y'all. I aspire to be Phaedra Parks on it. No, I'm kidding. I want to be who I am, but I love her wittiness. But whatever the case, she, of course, I'm gonna side with her because it makes logical sense to me. Your husband, you don't want me to talk about your husband, but your husband talks about me to plenty of people. You and your husband talk about me and your side of the story to your little gang, like the candy coated gang. So with that being said, clique, gang, whatever you want to call it, with that being said, don't get mad because I'm explaining my side of the story with my little side tidbits in there, with my shade occasionally every now and then to my friends. It doesn't matter. Your friend, your assistant, no, she said your help. That's what she said during the season. But on the reunion, she said, I would never have my employees come to you and address you in that type of manner. Actually, they need to mind their own business. And I totally agree. I do believe that Don Juan was just simply trying to get camera time, which he doesn't have to do that. Like, keep playing the role you've been playing. And Kandi, she got a spinoff show already before. It could happen again. Don't stir trouble, because there are also a lot of Portia fans as well. There's more Portia fans than there are Don Juan fans. So with that being said, I just really wouldn't have done that. Kandi's really salty about it. I really wish that Kandi's voice wasn't trembling every time she was trying to explain herself, because it's hard to listen to her logic because you're so focused on the emotion in her voice. And you're like, is she mad? Is she sad? You don't know, because she always cries. You don't know what emotion she's channeling on the inside. So, I really don't agree with the fact that, you had Phaedra get you food, come to the hospital and see your baby, and the episodes had aired by then, and now all of a sudden at the reunion, yeah, me and Todd are mad at you. Like, I don't like that back and forth. Make up your mind. But I also believe that, at this point, Phaedra really can't do much else. Either you want to be your friend or you don't. And if they weren't on the show, they'd probably be friends again. But, so much has gone down. It's hard, especially facing public scrutiny, on a weekly basis. If they were to end up friends again, that would just be really hard to deal with. So, it's unfortunate, but hey, it happens. The other point that I just wanted to point out that really stuck with me is the whole idea of when Kenya pulled Kim's chair, Portia was in agreement that, yes, you provoke people. Doesn't this sound like a similar situation? And then Kenya says, no, those are not the same situations. Like, I did not put my hands on her. Well, you may as well have. Like, if your hands is like this close to me and you are like upset and like it's in like a threatening manner, like I need to leave, like I feel like I need to protect myself before you just knock me out. Like, I'm just being honest. But Portia also brought to her attention, okay, remember when Phaedra, she was just like so super pregnant. I mean, like a balloon that's been like blown up like way too tight, and all you had to do was poke her and the baby was gonna fall out, and y'all were on a reunion stage and you told her you better watch it or you're gonna be picking your teeth up. You really said that to a pregnant woman? You really threatened her? Stop acting like you're so against violence, because you threatened it at one point in time. You try to provoke people. You just try to get them to step over the cliff before you do, so that you could turn around and walk around and say, oh my gosh, they were bullying me and da da da. She ended like this part one saying, I don't like to be bullied. I am not a bully. I've been bullied. What? Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. I will be back next week for part 2, and check me out at mrsblogaholic.com. Bye.